What's up? You know what time it is? 9 o'clock Central. It's from the forum. And go, the injuries are hitting. Lost two more running backs this week. CD may be out for 3 games, but Jordan Addison's back. So we'll see how that goes. This week's episode. On the forum. What's up? What's up? We're here. 9 o'clock Central from the forum. Hop in the chat. Drop them questions. Keep them coming. We got Albert. What's up, fellas? We got Brent. Let's go. Look, for all the Trey Benson hopefuls, it's finally here. Connor's out. For all the people that took Omarion and Hampton way too early in their fantasy drafts, Najee no longer in the picture. For those of hoping that George Pickens can actually pop off, the time may be now. And for those like you, Joe, who just couldn't wait for Jordan Addison to hop off suspension so that he can compete with Justin Jefferson for targets in that offense, here we are.
Hey, man, it's weird times out there. Yeah, I think the biggest thing for Jordan Addison, who lines up on the left side of the field, because JJ ain't throwing it over there. So Carson Wentz, he's a little bit more earning and burning, throwing it on both sides. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what the Vikings can do. Full-blown offense minus Aaron Jones now is a little bit banged up. But yeah, I like what we're doing there. And the injuries last week, absolutely brutal. James Conner, you hate to see it. Najee Harris, I don't know what voodoo magic he had over him in Pittsburgh, but he went from Mr. Iron Man himself not going even as much as missing a game all the way to he got almost lost an eye, Achilles injury in the span of 3 regular season weeks. Like, just scary stuff. CD, you hate to see your wide receiver one get injured on a running play. Not really sure what they were cooking up well over there, but just do better. George Pickens, no crash outs for you. You're going to actually have to try and do things now because that's all you got. It's going to be an interesting week to see how people recover, but it's crunch time, man. 3 games into the fantasy season. You can't afford to be making any more L's. So if you're 0-3, you need to get your teams figured out. Want to start stacking them wins. You're going to need 7 or more to get into the playoffs. So time's now.
Look, I will say this. Don't give up too early. If you started 0-3, even if this week, I have gone 0-6 to start a season and then came back and won the whole thing. You own waivers. You know what I'm saying? Work your roster. You know, you're not out until you're out. But speaking of injuries, this question from Noah O'Connor. Thanks for tuning in. Hit that like button. Who are you starting out of BTJ, Egbuka, and Garrett Wilson? And it's a really hard. Would they announce Mike Evans is out for at least going to be 3 weeks?
Yeah, they're saying 3. They haven't decided if it's going to be an IR candidate or not. It's like, are you going to do it for his own good? Because Mike Evans, he has had those soft tissue injuries in the past. He may try to force his way through it, but it's getting up there in age, so they might need to just take care of him for a bit. But yeah, we're looking at 2-3 weeks for sure.
Yeah, so you got that. Then you got, so Egbuka to me is like an auto start with wide receiver one duties in that offense. They're going to air the ball out. I mean, BTJ has been struggling. Trevor Lawrence has been struggling. And I bought high on both of those going into the season. And now I'm sitting here looking goofy, waiting on them to get their game together. Garrett Wilson, of course, you get some upside. We'll see if it's going. There's what are they saying? Fields will play this week.
Yeah, it's looking like Fields is going to go on Monday night. If you look at the matchups, Miami, they have been getting slaughtered more pretty much by every position. Garrett Wilson would get the start for me. I totally get the Egbuka thing, but that Philly defense is nice. If we're looking at the matchups between the two, the Miami Dolphins are giving 30.1 points per game in PPR formats. The Eagles at 32.3 points per game. And that's against the Rams where you have Puka. Kansas City didn't really do a whole lot against them. And then obviously you had CD. So I think Philly, they've had some tough matchups, but it's a really stout defense. We look at that first game against Dallas, probably much different if if Davis doesn't spit in the face of Dak right off the rip. So I think I have more fear in that Philly defense. If you're looking at kind of target hog there, Wilson has been out of this world as far as usage, and he's kind of that guy. So I think I would say Wilson 1, Ibuka 2, Brian Thomas. There's not a scenario that I'm playing him right now. I need to see them figure it out. You can see that Jacksonville has that urgency as well. I don't know if you saw the report, but they said that they're making Trevor Lawrence throw the ball to people in walkthroughs now, so that Brian Thomas has more excuses to be catching the football because he has the yips or something. It's like, I don't know if like him and Marv went to like hang out at the same place in the offseason, but both of them have not looked like what we thought they would be coming into the year at all.
Yeah, no, for sure. It was, the thing with Tampa Bay is we know they're going to air it out. And so, and like when you're playing a team like Philly, they're going to have to, you're going to have to score points. Like there's no realm where you don't score points. So I like Garrett Wilson. I like Ibuka. To me, I lean a little bit Ibuka. You lean a little bit Garrett Wilson. We got a third party joining in the stream. Aaron St. Dennis, what's up, partner? Thanks for joining in, guys. We need a tiebreaker. We need a tiebreaker right here. This week,
what are we talking about?
It just pick a starter, Ibuka or Garrett Wilson.
My gut says Ibuka. Let me double check here. Philadelphia. Oh, no, Garrett Wilson.
Haha, suck it. 4-1 for the good guys. See, you know
Garrett
what? I've
Wilson
been complimenting Aaron when he's been in the comments for this moment. That's why I've been doing it, so that I could win these tiebreakers.
That's awesome. All right, Matthias in the chat. Should I trade Stevenson for JSN as a buy low? I swear if you get questions like this tonight. Well,
I don't know what that means because there's no world where Stevenson and JSN should be together like in a trade like that. But if you're getting JSN, yeah, I mean, sure. There's not a lot of players that I wouldn't trade JSN for right now.
I think it's one of those, sarcastic humor pieces, but no, definitely JSN in that. Dev, yo, what's up, Dev?
Hi, Dev.
Tuning in. Charlie Vang in the chat. Yo, what's up, y'all?
Use the link, Tyler.
Dev said he'll come in too.
You sent out a call to join and then didn't post the link for anyone.
I'll send it to him. Tyler, keep doing your thing.
Yeah,
okay.
Thanks.
Yo, what's up, y'all? Love your guys' content and keep it up. Appreciate you. Thanks, Charlie. Thanks for being a sub and checking out the content. Start BTJ, Worthy, or JMO in the flex. Now, this one is a bit tougher for me. Where are you at, Aaron, between those three?
I'm double checking the matchup here on KC. You've got me in baseball mode. Fresh off
KC
watching
against
the Tigers
Baltimore. Baltimore's given up 34.2 points per game, which is 12th best in the league as far as like matchup. Like it's a positive matchup for them.
I'm saying BTJ here. It was between BTJ and Worthy for me, and I think I go BTJ. I'm not sure Worthy's healthy. The matchup isn't enough to really sway me. BTJ for me. JMO you avoid. Cleveland plays too much man coverage, and JMO doesn't do anything against man coverage. It'll be all Gibbs and St. Brown this week.
Yeah, I can't. Like I already said, I can't play BTJ right now. Worthy with one arm, he's going to get peppered with targets. If you look at what Tyquan Thornton has been able to do, he was kind of like the castaway from New England for the last couple of years. Now all of a sudden, everyone's like, "Wow, he's good at football. This is crazy." It's like him and Quentin Johnson like went full Space Jam and stole people's powers from other people because they've been like night and day different this season. But I think Worthy comes in, even in that play that he got hurt first week of the season, you knew it was going to be a concerted effort to get him the ball. And I think they're going to pick right back up on that because that offense does not look great. They have no run game. So I think he's going to get a lot of love.
Are we sure he's healthy and not just going to be out there to be a decoy? I hate taking wide receivers first game back from injury.
No,
it's
that's
the old
totally
Adam
fair.
Thielen rule.
Especially like with the shoulder injury there too. It's like he was definitely like 2 weeks ago in practice, like dead arming it.
Well, and like, I will say this in this area, like if I'm choosing between BTJ and Ibuka, I want Ibuka. But if it's this cast right here, I lean BTJ because it's kind of like that Marvin Harrison argument, which didn't really come until the fourth quarter last night, like it has to happen at some point. Like it has to go off. And I mean, honestly, if he didn't have all the drops, we're probably looking at a very different scoring metric for BTJ, like at this point in the season. So it's got to pop at some point. And I over these, I wouldn't mind taking the shot. I don't see myself benching BTJ for either of those players, even in a world where I'm trying to be too smart and I think that, somebody could outplay him. Okay, Mathiasen, start 3 wide receivers. Addison, Debo, Pearsall, QJ, Egbuka, half PPR. I'm down 0.2. Started Darnold. They started Kyler.
Oh, man, not 0.2. That's insurmountable. You might as well just forfeit.
We got another party joining in. What's up, Dev?
I didn't realize we were going sleeveless tonight, boys. That's on me.
It's like 80 degrees out in Minnesota here, so I'll take it.
No, see, what happened was he saw that we were at like 14, 15 live viewers, and he was like, let me help get them numbers up.
Yeah, if I took off my shirt, then Streamlabs would probably break again. And not for good reason.
Okay, back to the question. Mathiasen probably don't care about your arms. All right, so Addison, Debo, Pearsall, QJ, Buka, start 3 wide receivers. You got Addison coming fresh off suspension. Debo playing with another week without Jaden Daniels. Ricky Pearsall, QJ, Egbuka, half PPR. I think Egbuka is an automatic for me. So who's the other 2?
The other automatic that I have is Ricky Pearsall. I love the matchup this week for San Francisco. He's getting Brock Purdy back. And then if you look, they're playing Jacksonville. Jacksonville's been the sixth best matchup for wide receivers so far. They're giving up 39.3 points per game. They played Carolina week 1, which was basically the Tet show. Cincinnati came to life week 2 with their offense. And then Houston, Nico Collins had himself a big game. Ricky Pearsall quietly top 3 in the league in yards right now. They don't really have a lot of options. Juwan Jennings banged up. There's no George Kittle. So they pretty much just say either it's CMC or Ricky Pearsall. So I think to me, he's a must start right now.
So Buka Pearsall.
The answer I was going to come up with, I have it Debo, Ibuka, Pearsall, QJ, Addison. So Debo, Pearsall, Ibuka was the right answer, I think.
Yeah.
Debo is my highest rank. I have him at 9 this week.
So let me ask you this, because really the conundrum here, right? The conundrum is QJ. Like, can QJ keep up the production? Because I think if he keeps up the production, I think he pushes Debo out. I mean, Debo's first game last week with Mariota, he goes for what, like 4 points? Like definitely.
Atlanta's solid in the secondary as well. I have concerns about no Terry McLaurin. They have no Jaden Daniels. To me, like, I like Debo a lot. He's exceeded my expectations for the year, but this is a pretty brutal matchup. Atlanta is the 5th toughest matchup.
Now, QJ has Denver.
Yep, but no.
Giants.
Giants. Yeah, Giants.
The Giants.
What you're forgetting, Falcons are without AJ Terrell, which makes a big difference. That's way different right there.
Fair enough. So it sounds like that's the deal. Debo, Pearsall, Egbuka, especially they're saying McLaurin's probably going to miss, which gives you even more upside. So like that call. All right, keep moving. We got a lot of chats in. Appreciate all you tuning in. Make sure you hit the like. Make sure you hit the sub. If we are going if you want us to immediately get to your question, drop a super chat. We will prioritize it and bump it above the long line of questions that continue to be.
Compliment. I'll take a compliment at this point. Jeez.
Joe will take a compliment, which, by the way, Mathiasen dropped one for Dev. Beard is much greater than the arms. So
absolutely.
I don't know, man.
Joe's an arms guy.
Yeah. All right. So Captain Moistboard said those are the kind of trade offers I get. Well, good. Congratulations. Take JSN. This is referring to the JSN for Ramondre trade. Okay. Galaxy Pickers, thanks for tuning in. Start Worthy, Addison, Mooney, and Flex. Full PPR. I feel like Joe's going to be screaming Worthy's name here. Aaron, well, Dev, you got any different thoughts?
I love
Screaming
Worthy.
Worthy.
Screaming Worthy on the bum shoulder.
The one thing I will say though is that Darnell Mooney coming back from his injury, like they've immediately made him like a pretty big role in the offense. Drake London's kind of banged up. So they're giving him those opportunities. So if you're worried about Worthy's ability to play, or if you're hearing like funky reports, like I think Addison's the distant third in this scenario. And Mooney has a good matchup this week. So if you're feeling nervous about Worthy, I don't think Mooney is a bad kind of like ceiling play.
Well, I feel worried about Worthy's health, but Mooney isn't exactly a picture of health. So I think that cancels out, and I just go with Worthy.
All right, so Jason Ortiz, appreciate you tuning in. By the way, guys, this is your Q&A show. So if you got questions for this week, drop them in the chat. We'll hit them as we can. I traded Judy, who I never started, Addison, who I never started, and Pollard for Javonte Williams, Ladd, Mike Evans. Did I win or no? I believe the answer to this question is yes. Javonte has outplayed Pollard. Ladd has outplayed Judy. Mike Evans injury, but the other two upside, and Mike Evans when he gets back is upside enough to. I mean, it's a good trade. I mean, you won, in my opinion.
If you believe Mike Evans is going to be healthy at some point, and that Q depends. If you believe QJ is the one in the Chargers, then I don't think you did. But if you believe Ladd's going to come back, which I do, I think you won the trade.
So there you go. All right, Dev, throwing this one over to you. Jason Ortiz, DJ Moore, Pittman, Waddle, Jalen Warren, start 2.
Pittman for sure. He's got a great matchup. He is got the meat over those corners, and he's going to destroy them. So Pittman for sure. And Warren kind of, I don't know, with the injury thing popping up. I need to see more on that. Probably DJ Moore against the Raiders. Pittman and Moore. That's what I'm going with.
Yeah, Pittman was an easy one for me as well. I'm kind of torn what to do. I think Warren is the best floor play. DJ Moore has disappointed me with how little they've utilized him. He's pretty much like a 4 to 5 target guy. That matchup is absolutely juicy with Vegas. Vegas isn't doing nothing against the air, but it feels like Rome is just kind of taking everything that Caleb gets right now. So it's hard to believe in DJ Moore. And Miami's just a train wreck right now. So they said that
Warren's
Jalen
good
Warren's
to go
supposed to play. Van Ginkel's out. So Warren would probably be my number 2.
Yeah.
Pittman, Warren for me.
Warren, Pittman for me. Assuming Warren's healthy, Warren's the easy one. Pittman's the easy 2.
All right, sweet. Kanoa Bill Aloha. Which wide receiver could you target for trading Char? So you're trading away Charbonnet. He had a good game. Who are you potentially targeting in that trade?
Pittman, since we just talked about him.
I think that's an easy deal. I think you get Pittman and Pittman plus for Charbonnet, just because it's one of those weird things where the name and the stats, like when people talk about Michael Pittman, they don't go, "Oh my gosh, this is wide receiver. This is a top 20, is top 15 wide receiver." That's not what they think, right? Like, and so when you're like, "Oh, Charbonnet had two tutties," you trade him away. I think you get Pittman plus. So after 2 tutties, can you essentially like who's somebody that's like reach like? I would say not typically in market, but you could pull in a deal trading him away now. Like,
think
could
you
get
Ricky Pearsall?
See, I think you can get Pearsall plus.
I think
Pearsall
you guys are
100
very
times.
overestimating what you can get for Charbonnet.
That's what I mean. I was thinking Pearsall might be double the value, but could you swing it?
I don't think so.
No, I was thinking I don't think so either, but
like I'm thinking like the best that I think you could realistically get would be like a Calvin Ridley if you think he's a buy low, or like a Wan'Dale Robinson who kind of like Charbonnet is a backup who just happens to fall into the end zone a lot, and he's just coming off of an injury.
Pounce on Golden, if you're a believer in him.
I don't mind Pearsall. I don't mind Pittman. I don't mind a JSN. I don't mind a Pickens. Like, I'm gonna push the envelope a little bit there, and I wouldn't
Florida
even
love
mind
being
like
so ugly.
yeah, I wouldn't even mind pairing them like throwing a Charbonnet with like maybe a slightly lesser receiver and pulling off like a CD on a bum ankle or something like that.
I
you
would
know?
I would package him with somebody like Jameson Williams, who people get like so charged up about, but like he has so many dud games that it's like I would just want to be rid of all of that.
Love it. All right, man. We got a ton of chats in here. I got to try to make sure I get them all. Okay, let's see here. So hopefully that answered your question, Canoa Bill. Jason Ortiz, start 2, Javonte Swift Myers. Javonte Myers? I don't know.
Yeah.
Got the Moist Beard said Javonte Myers.
Hold on, back up. Javonte against Green Bay. I don't think that Judkins, the performance that he had, is just going to be replicated by Dallas because BB's out. They have so many injuries in that Dallas offensive line. They have no CD. Like it's going to be tough sledding for the Cowboys next week. So I don't know if I feel great about playing him this week.
Dude, I mean, he's averaging a touchdown a game. He's averaging over 4, almost 5 yards a carry. Like I don't hate Javonte as just like a stick and like a just leaving your running back situation for now. Yeah, like I mean, especially over like a Swift. You know, Swift has been very mundane. He's on the other side. He's averaged his first game. He was like 3 yards a carry. Second game he had 5 yards a carry, but then the next game back to 2.5 yards per carry. He's just not explosive. And granted, they do have Las Vegas, but even then,
they're pretty good against the run, though.
I got Javonte and Myers, and just pray for a garbage time Javonte touchdown.
Yeah,
or like a George Pickens pass interference on the 1 yard line, and then he gets to punch one in.
I just don't trust Swift.
Yeah. Mooney all day, y'all are nuts. Hey, that's okay. We have our takes. Mooney had 11 targets last week. That offense looked awful last week. Like, sure, 11 targets, but it's all about the production, right?
You know what's funny about that is that Penix had maybe his worst game as a pro so far, and then they were just like, yeah, well, he still beat Kirk out at the end of the year last year for that spot. And I was dang, like y'all really hate Kirk Cousins, man. Like,
and let's be real. Like Mooney had 11 targets. Yes, 11 targets. He had 4 catches, 44 yards. Yeah, 4 catches. Yards. What does 11 targets matter if you only have 4 catches? And that goes a lot because of how Penix was playing, how he was under duress, how he was just throwing stuff up. It wasn't accurate. And then some of the ones that weren't being caught. And it's just like, to me, you can get 11 targets, but if your output is 4 catches, like I'm not pushing that envelope, especially when your next game is against Washington, who has a young, decent secondary. You know what I mean? Like there's a reason they can win these games, and people aren't just throwing all over them. Keep moving. They said, take my Vikings fandom out of this. Too many people sleeping on Addison. I don't think they're sleeping on Addison. I think that it's a quarterback problem. Now, granted, I will say, remove JJ McCarthy and they threw a lot more. It looked a lot better. It looked a lot better for the receivers.
It looks so good.
But I still, first week back, it's always a risky play to roll out Addison. I like Addison as a product as you get further into the year, especially if either they get McCarthy going or even if they leave Wentz in, he can be productive. But that offense, like the Vikings offense is going to be productive. Like they have a really good coach. They're going to be productive. And Addison has a place in that. So
like I get the game script was in Minnesota's favor and they were running the clock out, but they threw the ball 20 times last week. They won't do that again this week, but I don't know if Wentz throws the ball 30 times. I don't really want.
I hope he does as a Steelers fan. I don't want Jordan Mason slicing my team up.
As a Vikings fan, he's going to.
I know. That's why I want him to throw.
It's gonna be good.
Captain Moistbeard giving you a little love, Joe. Joe knows what he's talking about. Aaron didn't know the Bucks were playing the Eagles. Listen to Joe. Joe's our guy.
I will take beard tips.
Ooh.
Joe prepared for the show. I was watching baseball and y'all called me in 4 minutes before the show started.
We gave him to the bullpen. Let's go.
Yeah.
Hey,
I didn't know
look.
I was on the show tonight.
Hey, it's all good. It's all good. We're all here for a good time. Appreciate the Joe love. You know, if you really love Joe, drop him a tip in the form of a super chat. He loves those. Maybe you can buy him a nice beer this weekend. Who knows? Keeping it rolling. That's awesome. Joe's our guy. We're going to make that shirt just to sell for the show. Joe's our guy.
Hell yeah. I'd wear it.
Kanoa built Woody Marks or Mooney worth burning a first waiver priority. 14-team league. Waivers are slim. Sure, I would burn a waiver on either of those players. Marks is going to be a put in your back pocket in case Chubb gets hurt, which is a possibility. I think Mooney could provide like deep flex purpose now.
I think the only way that I burn, like if it's waivers every day, you can't get people in free agency, then sure. But I would just pick them up as free agents. Like if they've been sitting out there this whole time, like people still think that Nick Chubb, because of that touchdown that they let him score, that like he's still the number one back, even though Woody Marks, his snap count has increased every week. So it's like,
dude. After that game, I paired Nick Chubb with George Pickens and sold him for CeeDee Lamb.
And this is why you sell cars for a living. This is ridiculous.
No, it was just it was the big play, the hype, you know, like it's what happens.
I actually think I'd take both of them, but I want Mooney over Marks.
I would agree. I will say this, Marks does not look bad. He looks good. He's definitely their number 2. Should Chubb get hurt, I mean, you do have a instant, significant touch impact player there. So it just kind of depends on your roster.
Woody's going to be the starting running back in the next 3 weeks.
That's
my take. You don't have to agree. That's
pending. I would say this. I agree. Pending injury.
Nope.
If Chubb gets hurt, then I would agree. If he doesn't get hurt,
do we care?
No.
That's what I mean.
I mean, Nick Chubb's not bad, dude. He's still averaging over 4 yards a carry. I think it's a bit in connection of that offense.
We can't talk bad about Nick Chubb in this house. So I'm going to get beat up by my wife. So
no, I'm not talking bad about the running backs. What I'm saying was I don't care who the running back one is. On that team, I don't care. I don't want them. Like, I'll take him as a waiver wire, but that's what I would have gone with Mooney over Marks.
No, I agree. All right, Matthias and half PPR, 1 flex, 1 wide receiver, Ladd, Allen. I do have Herbert, Addison, McMillan, Godwin, Pollard.
Ladd. It's Ladd week. It's happening.
Ladd, Pollard.
Yeah, Ladd and Pollard for me.
You guys wouldn't go Tedrow?
We'll love both those picks were good waiver picks.
Well, you guys wouldn't play T-Mac?
I don't mind playing T-Mac.
I'm going T-Mac and Allen.
I also didn't think he was talking about T-Mac. I thought he was talking about from that name
Jalen?
registered in my head as Jalen, and I'm like,
he still got the neck injury. No, that's T-Mac.
No.
Ladd and Tech. Smash.
No, I'm still Ladd and Pollard.
Is Tajay Spears back this week? Because Tony Pollard's been leading the league in as bell cow back. Like, he's the only person touching the ball in the backfield for Tennessee. But I think Spears coming back, they're going to probably not have that as much. Shockingly enough, even though he's only playing 60% of his snaps, Judkins is already 3rd in the league. It's Pollard, then Chase Brown, then Judkins. Like, immediately bell cow.
So he's designated for return list. I don't think that they've actually brought him in yet. They did move Mullings to
practice.
I think he's moving to IR, but I'm Pollard and Ladd with McMillan or Allen close behind him. McMillan then Allen. And only because Allen's been an end zone warrior, but I just don't love playing people that are touchdown dependent. Let's see here. Keep moving. Got Marvin Allen in the chat. Appreciate you tuning in. Starting team. Whew. So grab this in. I have to hit this with because we're on the radio. Starting team: Josh Allen, Devon Achane, Alvin Kamara, Jamar Chase, George Pickens, Tucker Kraft, Bills defense, Schrader for kicker. My question is, which player do I stick at flex? Judkins, Debo, or Johnston?
It's not Judkins against Detroit. I think it's Debo.
I'd go QJ. The Giants are giving up 44.1 points per game, which is second worst in the league right now. He's been a priority. I know it's kind of like is this the week that it stops? But they're really using him in a good way. Keenan Allen is actually one that's on the field the least for them. And Tyler, like you said, he's kind of been more of a touchdown merchant. So let me roll QJ. Let's keep the gun hot.
I go Debo because I expect it to be a lad week, not a QJ week. That's why.
I'm on the opposite side of both you guys.
You're going Judkins because you have a hard on for running backs.
Dude, I do. I love running backs, but let me tell you why I'm going Judkins. Judkins played – so his first game back, he had 10 carries against Baltimore, averaged over 6 yards a carry.
He's
Baltimore.
Good, bro. He's really good.
Second, last week, they played Green Bay. He averaged over 5 yards a carry, a touchdown, almost rushed for 100 yards against Green Bay. So, like, the one thing that the Browns do well is run the football.
Oh, I thought you were going to say lose.
They do lose, but they run the football. Even if they're losing and they're down, they're gonna run the football.
They do run it well, yeah.
They run the football. And so, Detroit hasn't been just like this plethora of like, let's destroy the run. Like they've been ran on, and so I mean he's looking good. He's ramping up each week.
Hey, walk that back. 30 yards to Jacob, 50 to Henry, and 33 to Swift.
But they're Swift is garbage. Henry is not garbage, but a very different running back.
Henry couldn't even sit on the bench last week. That boy was struggling.
Yeah. All
right. Well, Dev, who's you're the tiebreaker because we've all picked one.
It's QJ. Always.
Yes.
Get out of here. What even beer are you drinking right now?
Premium,
like
bro.
It's
so good.
Look, and the other thing about Judkins, I will say, and you said QJ, so I feel like that was a Quashawn Judkins call there.
Is he drinking? Was it called premium beer? Is that like in the movies where it's beer brand beer?
Premium.
So they're ramping him up. Like the first week he got 27% of carries. Last week he got 55% of touches. If he gets another ramp up, I like him even more. So
that was just his snap share. He had 96% of the carries last week.
I'm so glad.
He's so good.
I drafted him in so many leagues. I'm just hoping that that it carries me on. Yo Yachty in the chat. Yeehaw. Appreciate you tuning in. Man, we got a lot. Joe knows, dude. Geez, guys is on. Joe knows.
This is my burner YouTube account, actually.
Yeah, probably so. Swift's got a hip injury, something to monitor. Nobody's excited about Swift. Javonte gonna suck, but Swift on Las Vegas, tough to run too. Yeah, Swift sucks.
Somebody else is getting into the premium beer brand beer, I think, too.
Yeah, start ginger.
It's a good stuff.
Or mini. All right. Look, hey, we love it. Bring the heat. I don't mind the disagreements. Like, we're here to have a good time. We're here to talk football. We can give you points. We can give you analysts. If you don't like it, that's great. Make your call. Stick with your gut. I'm always one of those, like, even like when we're on Twitter, when we're giving like start sit advice, like we're gonna drop the advice, right? Like we're gonna give that information. But if you have a gut call, go with your gut, because if we're wrong for some reason, which doesn't happen that often, Maybe, well, I don't know. But no, it doesn't happen that often. But if we are wrong, you're going to be mad at yourself because you didn't go with your gut. Like, at least lose because you chose to lose, not because we told you.
It's a process-based thing, right? If everybody knew what was going to happen before the game started, there wouldn't really be much of a point. Like, there's some randomness to it.
Half PPR, 2 wide receivers, QJ, Allen, Addison, Higgins. I do have Herbert. Well, Dev is going to tell you QJ. Who else
QJ.
you going with?
Man, I might be playing both of the Chargers. I don't feel great about Addison first game back in another country, and the Cincinnati Bengals and T. Higgins, they're just not really getting along.
Surtain against Higgins too. Oh,
You think Surtain's going to shadow him over Chase?
wow. No, well, not necessarily. I don't necessarily think I think he's going to travel or not travel. Sorry. I think he's going to just stay on one. Yeah. Is it weird that I also thought Chargers?
Yeah, I think I'm playing both the
Oh,
Chargers
Chargers?
players with a good matchup. And they're throwing the ball like crazy. Everybody's like, oh, Greg Roman's teams don't throw the ball. And it's like, he's the kind of player he's the kind of coordinator that he designs the game around his players. You had Herbert with the plantar fasciitis at the beginning of last year. It really threw him off his game, and dude's balling. And they're throwing it to 3 people, and it's all 3 of the wide receivers.
The crazy
That's the
thing
Giants.
Herbert.
The crazy thing is at the beginning of the season, when we were talking about like when we were draft season, everybody's like, Ladd's cost is too high. But Ladd's cost was too high because of a Greg Roman offense where they weren't going to throw the ball. Nobody said Ladd's cost was too high because QJ was going to come out as a top 20 wide receiver.
But see, that's the best part about being a fantasy analyst, because if you cut the clip when you say Ladd's cost was too high, then it still looks like a hit for you, because you can just ignore the other part that said it was because they were going to run the ball.
I don't know what this means, but appreciate you.
Well, we did say that they could pay in compliments.
Yeah, I know, right? Over on Twitch, Ryan Bear 16. Appreciate you tuning in. So this is not his first question, actually. Let me scroll to the first one. Start PPR, start 1, Trey Tucker, Troy Franklin, Xavier Worthy.
Man, Trey Tucker, wide receiver 1 last week with 3 touchdowns. Absolutely bonkers. But I don't like chasing performances like that. If you trace Troy Franklin after his big week 2 performance with his dud last week, I mean, he's been the guy of the night, but I think it's Xavier Worthy. I'm probably going to have to go play him in like a DFS game because I've been just giving it to him the whole night, it seems like.
I wrote up a sit start with exactly what you said about Trey Tucker, and then I looked and realized it's the Bears, and I'm like, oh, maybe one more week, go back to the well and hope. But I say Xavier Worthy too, unless you like, I don't know if you got bigger balls than me and want to go Trey Tucker. Unless it's best ball. I know if I start Trey Tucker this week, he's putting up 1 catch for 10 yards.
So maybe I will do the sacrificial start Trey Tucker or I'll bench Trey Tucker so that everybody else can reap the benefits for it.
No, there you go.
All right, and then second to that, Bo Nix or Patrick Mahomes. What do you think, Dev?
Mahomes. I love that game. It's going to be fireworks.
Bo Nix gets Cincy.
Don't care.
Let's see.
Joe's deep in thought. I'm waiting to hear what he has.
Bo Nix hasn't done anything.
You know, as bad as Cincinnati's defense was last year, they have been no better against the run. But for whatever reason, they've been a lot more palatable against the pass. I don't know if that's just because teams haven't needed it and have just been running it the whole game. But Baltimore, their defense has not looked all that great. I mean, Buffalo, that's really carrying a lot of their stats. That first game against Buffalo, they've looked better these last 2 weeks, but Bo Nix is looking like a shell of himself. I think they're going to lean on J.K. Dobbins a lot this week. I think J.K. Dobbins is going to explode this week. So for me, I just think that there's going to be more opportunity for Mahomes, who is weirdly, you wouldn't have guessed it at the start of the year, leading the league and amongst quarterbacks for running the ball.
Which is crazy. You know, Travis Kelce was just getting pissed off about that. He's like, stop running. Like, he'll be sitting there wide open, like waiting, and then Mahomes will choose to run it. It's crazy. Such a different. All right, Amazon Pancakes. Appreciate you tuning in. Hit that like button. Maybe a sub if you're really feeling appreciative. I was just offered to trade in my 10 team. Say what?
French toast is better, by the way.
I was just offered a trade in my 10 team, half point PPR. Ladd McConkey and Charbonnet for Trey Benson and Jordan Addison. My other running backs are Bucky, Hampton, Henderson, and Mason. What do you think, Aaron?
Ladd and Charbonnet, best player in the deal's Ladd.
Oh, that's tough.
I know you're gonna say Trey Benson's gonna, he's gonna be the starter, but I don't
No,
really
look,
care.
I do
think
like
he's a
Trey.
marginal upgrade on Charbonnet, even if Charbonnet's in a committee.
I here's the thing. I think that it could be lights out for Benson. I really like Benson moving forward in that offense, getting the full workload. I was really discouraged last night in the game with how little they actually ran the ball, despite the ability to throw or not throw. Like, he only got 8 carries. He still averaged over 4 yards a carry. He got 8 carries in that game, which was crazy to me. Now, he also had 5 catches. He went 5 for 5 receiving. So in his first game as really the premier back, they really didn't use him, and I wasn't excited about that. But coming up, he's got Tennessee, Indy, Green Bay, some tough matchups. I think Ladd is probably the best player in the trade. I think that Charbonnet is probably one of the most significant handcuffs in the game. So I do like that side, but I do like Benson.
Well, I think the misconception that people have about Benson is that they thought that he was going to be a 3-down back, get all of the work, but really they feel very comfortable with DeMarcado.
Yes, they do.
DeMarcado.
Carter got carries too. It's crazy.
Yeah. So I think that he becomes the James Conner in the offense, but they're still it's not going to be a 70, 80, 90, like Chase Brown last year sort of situation. He's going to get 60% of the carries. He's not going to be the 2-minute guy. He's not going to be those things. That doesn't mean he doesn't have a role, but he's not going to just be this dominant bell cow because he was an early round pick.
Is this right? Between the three of them, they only ran the ball 11 times.
Yes.
Yeah.
Both Walker and Charbonnet ran the ball more than all 3 Arizona running backs.
Right.
That's why they run it. Wow, that's crazy.
They did. It was not a good game to get a test of what Benson's going to do. Arizona's got to figure it out. They've definitely got to figure it out. We got some the average Texan one over on Twitch. Yo, what's up? Appreciate you tuning in. Question: should I start Kincaid off my bench over Adams this week?
I don't know if Adams is going to play.
I mean, if he doesn't, and he said, and I'd start Laporta. He's a more consistent tight end out of the 3.
When is I'm trying to look and see what time. The Rams are a 4:00 start. That's tough because if Adams is a late scratch, if you bench Kincaid, was Kincaid one of the early games? Yeah, Kincaid's a 1:00.
Yeah.
If you bench him and then Adams is a 4:00 scratch, you better have a backup plan.
Who do you guys think? I was thinking about this earlier. If Adams is out, how do you feel about kind of like the Tutu Atwell or like Jordan Whittington is sliding into one of those roles? Would you play either of those guys or would you pivot to something else entirely?
Pivot for me.
Pivot.
Desperation flex at best.
I was thinking more for Fishbowl.
All right, need some input. I think it's a pivot. It's tough, but it's like I said, it's a deep flex hopeful. It's like me starting Dante Thornton every week or starting, DeAndre Hopkins. I'm just looking for a touchdown. I'm just looking for like maybe 1 or 2 big catches to try to create relevance, but that's what you're looking for. So sure, as a reach, as a hope, but that's all it is. So just pray and then go roll with it. Need some input. Start 2. Worthy, Metcalf, Olave, Javonte.
I have Javonte the highest by far, and then Metcalf 1 over Olave and Worthy significantly further down.
I think it's
the only
Javonte.
thing that worries me about Metcalf is that I don't know if y'all have seen basically the Pittsburgh passing offense. It's all screens. They're not throwing the ball very much like beyond the line of scrimmage, so it's hard for him to really do anything. So that's just a concern for me with Metcalf right now. Even though he's the number 1 guy, like they're just not moving the ball at all.
Well, the quarterback's 90 and on ayahuasca retreats in between games. So what do you expect?
Well, hopefully he's drunk on Guinness and has himself a great game Sunday morning.
There you go.
Question
Oh, is
for
that
Joe.
is that the Ireland? It is the Ireland game. I
Yeah, it's
forgot we
the
had
Ireland
one this
game.
week. Good God.
Joe, not a hat guy. I'm going to join you.
I usually do wear hats, but I looked in the mirror before the show. I was like, I'm having a good hair
No,
day. so
yeah,
maybe
I was watching the baseball game and I wasn't prepared to be on. You just saved me from rage breaking more Xbox controllers. over the Tigers lost.
I can be a hat guy if you want me to be a hat
I'll be
guy.
the non-hat guy. You can be the hat guy. It's all good.
But then you're going to get all the compliments.
We're here for it.
Chat's piling up. We got to get going.
I know I'm trying to catch up. Remember, if you want us to get to your stuff immediately, drop a super chat and we'll hit it. Otherwise we got to kind of hit them as they roll. And we've got Twitch over live getting answers. We have a text line, people messaging in. We've got YouTube live. So just we'll try to make sure that we can get to your stuff. Let's see here. Moving forward. Worthy's probably going to play limited snaps. Could be in some sort of sling thing. They're saying maybe, sure.
Yeah, they'll have him in the harness probably.
Aaron down on Benson, saw his floor at 10 points. I agree. I think that it's not – I don't think that he's down on Benson. I think it's just up on Ladd, and then Charbonnet and Benson are tight.
I think – I just if you think his floor is 10 points, I think Charbonnet's floor is higher than that. I think Charbonnet's slowly winning this job, and I was the Ken Walker guy.
Marvin Allen subscribed and put notifications on. You're the man. Appreciate you. You guys are freaking awesome. Wide receivers, Chase, Igbuka, Ridley.
That was that question before. That was the trade. So that was the Ladd McConkey Charbonnet trade. So that was basically, is it worth trading McConkey when you have those other pieces?
No, because you're going to roll Chase, Igbuka out pretty much regularly as your starting wide receivers. And then, you're talking about a flex. And so really it's just one player probably. And I want the best player, and that's going to be Ladd. And even then, Sharp, I think, could potentially, as a high-end handcuff or somebody to own that job, could be a good person to just have over just getting Benson's. It's like you basically, do you want to roll Benson out every week or McConkey every week? Personally, I would rather roll Benson out, but I like if something happens to Walker, I would play Sharp every single week over both of them.
And it's historically happened quite a bit.
Yeah. The average Texan, I traded Justin Jefferson for CeeDee Lamb, Derrick Henry.
Oh, bro, that's incredible.
For 2026. 2 through 4th round picks. Yeah. So did you get 4?
I don't know. It's Jefferson and Lamb are the same. Getting a free Henry
Lamb and Henry enough
incredible.
For Jefferson? Who cares about the picks?
And the picks. I love wide receivers. 2 4th round picks and 4 2026.
I don't know.
2 4th round picks. I'm fine with it. I mean, CD and Jefferson close.
I'll be Benson Cement right now if I did that trade.
Got one for y'all. Napkin. I adopted a team that had Connor, Najee, Aaron Jones. Do I start Ray Davis, Jerry McNichols, Monungai, or Algier? Big play scoring. God.
Ray Davis isn't even seeing the field right now, so you can't play him. I don't know what happened to his role from last year to this year, but they're not utilizing him at all. So
weirdly, it's kind of McNichols or Algier.
I was going to say, is it scary that the answer is McNichols, I think?
It is, but I mean, a big play is it's all big play possibility, right? Like
the only thing that makes me feel good about Algier is that he's going to probably get 8 touches. I don't know how many McNichols gets.
Yeah, but a 78-yard play last week looks good. I don't expect him to repeat.
And I guess if they said anything about Bill's knee yet, if he's going to go, because then obviously it would be they'd be down to 2 running backs. So yeah, I can get behind the McNichols thing.
If you're going
matchup against Washington is way better on the ground than they are against the pass.
Yeah, it's kind of like when McNichols has touched the ball. So week 1, he touched 4 times. He averaged over 6 yards a carry. Then no touches week 2. Week 3 against Vegas, who's not bad. He had the big run, 4 carries, 78 yards. So I think if it's big playability, I think that's your key there. If you're
Taylor was
looking for
awful last
somebody
week.
that could just get in the end zone, maybe Algier. Like Algier's if it's a big play bonuses, McNichols. Algier to me is never going to be a big play guy. He's going to be like the guy that gets the random 5-yard touchdown.
He's like Wish Charbonnet.
Goodness gracious, got to try to get to these questions. We got 20 questions waiting. Team Joe Frick, where's the costume tonight? Appreciate you. Big Draft Energy tuning in. Let's get back up here. So
we never answered Ryan Bear's question. I don't think it got lost in the shuffle of those tight end
it's
questions.
close. No, it's next. After this. Njoku or Pitts?
I have Pitts ranked higher this week, but not by much. They're playing a lot of 12 formation for the Browns, so both Njoku and Fannin are going to be viable options. But I do like Pitts with the matchup just a little bit more against Washington.
I actually have it closer if it's Fannin. I had Fannin one spot below Pitts, but I have Njoku 4 or 5 spots lower, so Pitts for me as well.
Do we have the same rank?
It's good if y'all are close. Ryan Bear, what are you boys saying? Laporta, Kincaid, or Andrews? Thanks again. Joe, I think you said before the stream, the Chiefs traditionally have Mark Andrews' number. Correct. So it's Laporta or Kincaid. Who are you going with?
Laporta.
Yeah, Laporta, just because of the consistency there. Cleveland obviously good on the ground, good on defense, but they're a lot better at home than they are away. So Detroit at home, I just trust that offense a lot.
Love it. By the way, guys, we have 8 minutes left in the stream. So we are on it. We're trying to get through all these questions. If you're down the list and you don't think we're going to hit, hop over to YouTube. Again, you can do a super chat and we'll get to it immediately. We are going to try to speed roll through these. But I'm just letting you know we may or may not get to yours, but we are going to try. So let's see here. Right off top, sup guys, George Play 01, appreciate you tuning in. Sup guys, bad situation, need a quarterback for this week. Penix, Mariota, T-Law, Tua, Stroud, or Wentz.
Yeah, that's a horrible situation. Wentz.
Oh God, it's ugly.
I would say Wentz then Tua would be my top 2.
Wentz has Pittsburgh at Pittsburgh.
Well, it's in Ireland.
True.
I have it Stroud and then Mariota, but these guys are literally 17, 18, 20, 21, 22 in my rankings. So Stroud.
Hope that helps. That helps.
I doubt it.
All right, half point PPR, flex, Chase Brown, Ridley, Diggs, Tootin, Golden. I don't know how you sit Chase Brown. He's got he's
got the bell cow roll, but he's averaging less than 2 yards a carry this week. This year. He's been absolutely cheeks.
Golden upside versus Dallas.
That's what I'm saying. Golden, I think. I have Chase Brown way down. I have him as RB25 this week. I don't think you said I don't know how you could sit him. I don't know how you don't sit him. I think he's.
I have him at 23.
I want to into the I guess the PPR format plays the guys he had 5 targets last game. Like he's getting targets each game. He's getting catches.
He's just not doing anything with him.
It's awful. But it's like one of those. Like I don't know how I sit. I mean, Golden hasn't really done anything yet. We're hoping that it's going to be pop off week, but here we are just hoping. At least we know Brown's going to get the touches. Yeah, I also don't mind Tootin, but it's San Francisco. But to me, it's touches, like it's opportunity. That's the only reason I lean Chase Brown. Is like I want the opportunities. I don't want only 4 opportunities during the week. I don't want just I want as many as I can get. I think he's just going to get more.
Dallas's defense is awful. Golden breakout week.
And he's going to do it on like 6 targets. It's going to be insane.
Joe's our guy. Joe Frick for Prime Minister.
That's right.
Love it. Love it.
Do prime ministers have to wear those like crazy like judge wigs like this? Is that a thing they have to do? Because
there it is. That's what I was hoping for.
There we go. Look, Captain More Spirits give him Golden a little bit more love. Walker gets hurt every year. Sharp's value is standalone back. True, we've already talked on that. Let's see, we hit that question already.
And then he did follow up later. He said he got a second, third, fourth, and fifth out of that as well.
Oh, wow.
Second.
A second, third, fourth, and fifth with Derrick Henry and CeeDee for JJ. I'm in. It was a good deal.
Yep.
Think Sharps is better than KW3. Gotta watch the game. Sharps is also playing a little bit banged
Here's
up.
the thing about Charbonnet. Charbonnet is not sexy, but Charbonnet does not have negative plays. He always falls forward. He always is going to get you at least a couple yards. Ken Walker will take a 4-yard loss to try to make a big run, but he does break off big runs rather frequently. So you got to live with the good and the
Charbonnet
bad.
was better. I said Charbonnet was taking the job. What I think doesn't matter. It's what the Seattle coaching staff thinks.
Yeah, I mean, true. Let's see. Where are the Kyle Williams truthers? I was never on the Kyle Williams train. That was more of you, Joe.
I like Kyle Williams. Here's the problem is that Drake May is giving me very much Jordan Love vibes where he doesn't hyper target like a single receiver. If you look at the number of people that are touching the ball for the Patriots, Hunter Henry is once again looking like they're going to lead the team with leading the league and his team in targets. I thought Diggs was going to get fed early, often, all the time, and it has not panned out that way. But people were really big on the feeling on the booty after week 1. Hasn't panned out the last couple weeks. Diggs is only getting like 5 touches. Even if Kyle Williams was to kind of step into a role, is he going to get the support to be like a startable wide receiver week in and week out? I think he's going to be a better real life football contributor this year than fantasy contributor.
Yeah, I'm not. I've been out on him the whole time. I think he was like I think he was one of those players that was like a deep reach because of the fact that it didn't feel like New England had wide receivers there. So you're like, who else are they going to throw to? It's got to be Kyle Williams. They drafted him higher. Like, it's got to be him. And like, here we are. And everybody's like, freaking, where did Boutte come from? I had an autograph card that I'd like thrown on a shelf and I was like, hey, maybe this might be worth something now. Like they obviously didn't know who, and Kyle Williams didn't make enough of a show during camp or during the early season to get a significant role there, which lets you know kind of where the talent gap is for him. So I'm not in there. Ryan Beer, would you trade Derrick Henry for Judkins, Olave, and Sutton? The answer for me, if this is Dynasty, is absolutely yes. The answer for me, if it's redraft, is probably also yes, depending on my other wide receivers. Yep. I am not attached to the Derrick Henry name, though he will have his big games.
For high floors. I love it. Sign it up.
Dennis Clem is in the chat. Hit that like button. Appreciate you, partner. It's a tough week. I'm leaning Ferguson over Kraft, and then I have to pick 2 out of Keenan, Olave, and Chuba.
Ferguson is easily over Kraft for me this week. Everybody's saying that Pickens is going to be the one to go off with CD out. If you saw the number of targets that Ferguson got last week, that's going to be their play. So Ferguson is going to continue to be a top PPR option. In full PPR, there's no way that you can't play him over Kraft right now. Out of the other 2, Chuba popped up on the injury report. So for me, I'm going to go with both the receivers.
Yep.
So a little bit of context. The last one was wide receivers are Ladd and AJ Brown. Running backs are Saquon Henry. I think that Henry's disposable for Judkins through the second half of the season. And you may need you definitely need, wide receiver help or flex help.
Getting 3 players for that. That's a great play because most of those guys are going to be in your lineup. So
let's see here.
I think the last one is just Disco's question. It's the only one I'm seeing.
Yeah, if you had to pick between Diggs and Boutte, however you pronounce it, which would you feed? I mean, currently based on production, it's gonna be Boutte.
When you feed the Diggs, you eat the booty. Come on, man. It's easy.
Oh, gosh.
Jesus.
That came after you put the wig on.
It's true.
The
wig is spicy.
Yeah, I'm just not hype on Diggs.
It's booty.
Yeah, but you know what the thing is with Diggs is even though he started the season, it was going to take him 4 to 5 weeks to get up to speed with that injury. If you looked at some of the routes that he had, he wasn't performing all the way there. So I think that he still has room to grow. I think that he will have a bigger role. I don't know. I just think Booty was a one-hit wonder.
Disco, I'm Canadian, and I see your Prime Minister comment. I know Tyler's probably not going to put it up, but you got me dying. I might be the only one who gets that joke. Are you Canadian, Joe? I don't think so, right?
No, I'm not. I just pretend.
So that's why I'm the only one laughing. Well played, Disco.
Well played. All right, one more question, and we're signing off for the night. Got start Geno Smith or Baker, and start Thornton or Dubes this week.
Geno, easy.
Is it easy?
Yep. Yes, it is. Baker's against the Eagles. Geno's against the Bears. Baker
I would still play Baker. I just trust the talent more, I think. I think that Ashton Genty's going to have a good game this week, and he'll break out a little bit, so Geno's upside is just a little bit more limited. And then Dobbs for me on the other side. I don't think that Thornton really needs to be in lineups right now.
Yeah, I mean, I think the safer floor is going to be with Baker. Like, you're going to have, the 17, 18-point floor, where Geno, his best game was 23 points last week, which came off, 289 yards and 3 touchdowns. Before that, it was pretty rough. So, if consistency is king in that world, but I do think that Geno could have a good game. But I typically will play a safer floor because you never know. If Chicago's pass rush shows up, it could be a different story. Amazon pancakes, go Birds. Let's see. Oh, Aaron's Canadian. This makes a lot of sense now. Oh, here we go. Okay, so Thornton or Dubs? Dubes.
Dobbs.
Thornton.
With Worthy back?
Thornton with Geno.
Oh, wait. Which Thornton is it? Is it Raiders Thornton? Or is it Tyquan Thornton?
It's KC Thornton.
Oh, then it's definitely, yeah. Thornton either way.
Going for the big play.
Yep.
Guys can't probably watch the games. All right. Appreciate all you lovely people for tuning in. Hit the like, hit the sub. Appreciate you. Share the video when it releases tomorrow. We're here every Friday night, 9 o'clock Central. Judge Jody and 2 guests. Tonight we had Sleeveless Dev and Aaron St. Dennis. Thank you guys for popping in. Thank you for tuning in to the show. We'll see you next week, 9 o'clock Central from the forum. Have a good night.
We are here. FantasySportsAdvice.com, offering the best fantasy sports social media platform. Why join endless Discord communities or the trolls of Reddit? Fantasy Sports Advice is a community designed to help you win with 24/7 support. Go to FantasySportsAdvice.com and become a pro member for unlimited access. Again, go to Fantasy Sports